And then, so with the policy expirations, right, we want to take a look to see how many days we are to expiration based upon our evaluation date, right? So really based upon our end of the year last year. In order to do that, we're actually going to need to create a dimension. So last time when we made an if statement or when we did the calculations, we went in right for our new formulation and we chose formula. To be able to use a dimension, be able to calculate or create a dimension, we would actually want to do create a column. And in this case, right, we would then be able to, start that discovery process here. So what we need to do for the create on the column here calculation is we need to put in the date diff calculation, right? That's typical. You guys have probably used this before. The key, of course, is knowing, what period we want to come from first. And in this case, we want to come from the evaluation month end, which we do have, right? And then we would want to look at the expiration date. So expiration date, perfect. All right, and we'll go ahead and just set that parameter to days. And we'll save it out. Okay, so we'll say this as days to expiration V2. And you'll see why in just a moment. Now, a couple of things. Now, in this case, I had the settings being sent to our account. Now, I don't know if that's exactly where I would want it. There's probably two tables that I would potentially put this in. Would be the evaluation period, which would make sense because we're using that on the calculation itself, right? And then the other thing, would be that the policy. And the reason for that, of course, is because we have that policy effective date come from there as well. So it really just depends on where you want, that or this column, this dimension to be created, which table you want it to come from. I would not leave it in the default. Usually it defaults alphabetically. So, account would be the first one there. That's not always the best level. So that's one thing I would pay attention to. So then we would save it, right, based upon the evaluation period. Now we do have versioning control on. So at this point, you can say changed table location. All right, and that'll allow you to kind of, if you do have an issue or if there is a problem with the new saved version of the calculation, you can always roll back right to the old one. That can be very useful right as you're developing and going through. All right, and then so let's take a look here. So put it into the evaluation period. All right, you can see my name. All right, and then we do have that V2. So it's listed there. Oh, and one thing is put into the column. So I don't have a measure on, so that's a little snafu. Let me get that in there. You can see the days to expiration, right? We still do have that listed. That would be based on our evaluation month end. So that's one thing to note, right? We're only looking at month ends. It wouldn't